Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, Cape Cod Like a Local. Today I'd like to talk about new construction on Cape Cod. When dealing with limited inventory and then increased competition for homes that do become available, many people are deciding to go with new construction instead, which means finding a piece of land and then contracting with the builder and having a home built. There are many things that come into play that may affect your choice of home sites, home construction, and the cost of construction that we'd like to cover with you. Every town has a little bit of a different twist on regulations when it comes to setbacks and what you can and can't do and how much property you need and how much lot coverage you can have and things like that. So really just there's a lot to the process and there's a lot of different departments you may have to go through in order to get permitting for a new home. The Zoning Board of Appeals is one of them. They generally cover what's allowed to be done in any given area. Home size, home placement, outbuilding setbacks, things like that. And then you've got the Health Department. The Health Department generally works with your septic systems and the new regulations on nitrogen sensitive areas. Then you've got your historic. You may be in a historic area, and they're really conscious about, again, setbacks and also about exterior design details to maintain the integrity of the historical area. Conservation commissions, they're generally dealing with wetlands and how close are you to the water or protected areas. And then, of course, we have building departments. Building departments are concerned about structural safety, structural details, and energy efficiency of homes, which has become a big issue. I feel that developing a relationship with the builder or an architect as early in this process as possible is crucial because there are so many hurdles to clear and so many things you may have to consider. Another thing is acceptance in one town or approval does not guarantee acceptance or approval of a plan in another town. So because you have the building plans made up and then you're going in front of town board, if you for some reason have to change direction and go with a piece of land in another town, there are no guarantee that they're going to let you build that same house on another property. So there are a lot of different hurdles to clear. If you're lucky enough, maybe you'll find a development that's already in process or a builder who's got some land cleared and the basic permitting already done. If you find that and that you can find a home in there that matches your style and your needs, that is going to save you a lot of time and stress because a lot of those hurdles have already been cleared for you. These days, one of the biggest challenges are the new energy codes. They're changing fast. They're getting very strict. They really do change sometimes the construction of a property. You may have to go with smaller windows. You may have to add different films to windows to make them more energy efficient or alter construction in some way to meet these new codes. I'll give you a few examples of those. Moving forward, they're going to want homes to have wiring for charging stations for an electronic vehicle, whether you own one or not. If you like gas and you say, hey, I like to cook on gas, I like gas heat. Regardless of whether you put gas heat or not and gas stove, they're still going to want that house pre-wired for electrical stove, electrical hot water, things like that. So even though you put in gas heat, gas stove, the rules could change where they want to make sure that it's going to be an easy conversion over to electric. They're going to have higher requirements for HERS or home energy ratings where they test the house for air infiltration and air loss and energy efficiency. Those requirements are going up. And many times when they're looking at the envelope of a home and how to reach the number, if you will, the score that they're looking for, that may require fewer windows or better windows or maybe thicker walls, just more wall insulation. There are many things that come into play. More efficient appliances, heaters, hot water tanks, things like that. All these things come into play. So they can kind of manipulate things a little bit to help you get what you want and still make that high HERS rating. HRVs or ERVs are also a big thing, and they're basically air exchangers. Because these houses are going to be built so tight with very little air infiltration, you need to exchange the air from the inside and bring in fresh air from the outside, while also controlling heat loss and the moisture content in the air inside. And these are just a few of the things that are being changed or have already been changed. So it's really important to get into a relationship with an architect or a builder very early on in this process, and they will guide you through, and they will be the ones to actually clear most of these hurdles for you so that you could have your dream home on the property that you want. And the other thing is, if you already have a design, check with them and make sure that that's going to still be a viable plan. The odds are things have changed. They may have to make alterations. And if you're thinking that you're going to do this sometime in the future, they will also be able to advise you when some of these new rules come into effect and whether you should maybe start a little earlier than you thought and get this house built before your construction cost is driven up by these changes. I appreciate you listening. This is not all-encompassing. I'm not a builder or an architect. I just trying to stay on top of some of these things, and these are fast moving. There's a lot of changes and a lot of moving parts. I just think it's important to really know going in what you may be facing and know that the odds are if you start thinking about it today, and it could be a couple of years before you start construction or before you finish construction, the odds are your building costs will be going up through that process. So always go in with maybe a lower budget than you could actually afford, because the odds are there are going to be cost overruns. Feel free to reach out to us if you'd like a referral to a local builder. Cape Cod's got a lot of great builders. If you decide not to go in that direction because I've scared you off, no, just feel free to call us. We'd be happy to help you in any way we can, find the home of your dreams. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.